Welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast, adding games both new and old to your backlog, one slightly inappropriate episode at a time. My name is Taylor, and I'm out of this world. Joining me today is Amanda.
And I love sitting around a table actually playing games with my friends.
Huh.
And Christian.
Obsidian? I've never heard of her. Sorry.
Is that how that was meant to come out?
Yeah. Exactly how I meant it.
All right. Well, this week we're going to be talking about Gloomhaven, Dwarves, Glory, Death, and Loot, and Outer Worlds 1. But first, what's new? Amanda?
Well, what's new with me is that for Valentine's Day weekend or whatever, which is February 14th, I will be going that weekend to the Fan Expo in Vancouver. It's kind of a bit like Comic-Con. There's some video games, there's some panels. They're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings, so there's going to be a ton of Lord of the Rings things. I'm just going to name drop some of the celebrities that are going to be there. We've got obviously Elijah Wood. Actually, all the Hobbitses are there, and I'm really curious how many meals they're going to eat. Most of them. We got Elijah Wood, Sean Austin, Billy Boyd, Dominic Monaghan, and I probably butchered somebody's name, but don't come for me. Pronunciation's not my top thing. Sean Astin. Well, actually, okay, that's fair. But either way, we've got the awesome four group of the Fellowship hobbits, you know. And so I'm wondering what kind of the core group, and I'm wondering what kind of like second breakfast they're going to be talking about and showcasing. But there's also a bunch of other people. There's some people from Smallville. Not gonna lie, I never watched it, so don't ask me.
I only know Bigville. I only know Bigville.
Yeah,
I only know Bigville.
I only know Ville.
Never heard of her.
No.
Ville?
Never heard of her. Yeah, and Ron Perlman's going to be there, so if I can ask Cricket Soldier's question from like a few weeks back about what's up with Tecate, I will. So there we go.
Nice.
Hellboy right there.
Oh my God, that would be fucking awesome if you could ask that, actually.
I don't know if we'll be, I'll try. I can't make any promises. There will be the twins from Harry Potter, the Weasley twins from Harry Potter are going to be there. We've got all of the Cullens from Twilight, if you're into them, which is like Ashley Greene, Jackson Rathbone, Keelan Lutz, and Peter Fasinelli. There's some people from Stargate as well that is going to be there.
I love Stargate.
So Christopher Judge is going to be there. Yeah.
Everyone is like, oh, he's the god of war. I'm like, no, he's Tilk.
He's Tilk. Indeed.
No fucking way. Did we do that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So they got some cool people. You know, there's gonna be all the turtles from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are there. That's kind of neat.
Taylor's favorite sound to make. That's for the pre-show patrons.
Yeah.
That's true.
Only for the patrons.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yep, exactly. And they got a few other people that are also going to be there, but Mike Coulter, who's Luke Cage, is going to be there as well. So there's going to be a bunch of people. I'll be going on Sunday and Monday and recording some things. And so for the listeners, anybody that wants me to check out anything, come to our Discord, tag me, ask me like if there's anything you want me to ask the people that are on the ground going to this Fan Expo at Vancouver, or try to talk to some people, let me know. Or if you have any advice as well with conventions, I normally don't go to a ton of conventions myself. I went to PAX last year, and so I know a few things, but if anybody has any tips or tricks, because they've been to these things before, or if you're going to this one in Fan Expo Vancouver, hit me up. Let's meet up. That'd be really cool.
And Amanda's going to be on the ground taking video. She's going to have a camera person. Video. She's going to be mic'd up.
Yep.
So
that's right. DLG get a camera person.
The budget's ballooned. We've got
man.
Yeah.
It's that conversion rate. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Amanda.
I can't wait.
I'm excited too. I'm also, real talk, hella fucking nervous. Yeah. Very nervous, but excited.
Sure.
Yeah. So, cool. I can't wait to ask a bunch of people, especially during the Baldur's Gate cosplay part that's happening, that's scheduled into the schedule. Can't wait to walk up to Asterion and ask him if he would still love me if I was a worm. I feel like the answer is yes.
That's got to be the best.
I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends what Asterion you're asking, I feel like.
That's true. And I want the decadent Asterion. So, sorry, that's a Magic the Gathering reference. I should play him as my commander again tonight. Anyway... Christian, what's new with you?
It's the snake that eats its tail throughout.
What?
Not like not the type where it's like, oh, you're fucking yourself up. The eternal snake that eats its tail.
The snake that wraps around the world?
Yes, the rappy world one.
The Wheel of Time.
Blizzard is dropping the 2 from Overwatch 2. Yeah.
What?
Big announcement. Yeah, there was this article on a Polygon, and it's like an interview with some Blizzard staff, and they're treating this like it's like a super impactful decision. There's this direct quote. It's a decision that will no doubt leave some fans puzzles and onlookers in disbelief.
In disbelief.
I was like, disbelief. I'm firmly in belief. I was like, did anyone understand why Overwatch 2 was even called like Overwatch 2 in the first place?
HBO Max and Max,
right?
Well, I don't know. Like, I didn't understand why it became Overwatch 2 in the first place, or why they were separate games.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Place. I'm like, no, this is good. This is a decision that should have been made before you made the other decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read through the article. They say some other stuff that I think is pretty wild, but I just want to say in my hobby project, Star Wars Galaxy's Restoration, it was the 3rd iteration of this project, the 3rd server in a series of servers that we had set up. And so we were like, I think this is the one that's going to stay forever. So let's just drop the 3. And with that, we're signaling that it's like a persistent environment. People can feel comfortable spending all their hard-earned free time on something that they know is going to last until it no longer has support, instead of something that's purposefully going to be made into like Restoration 4, Restoration 5. All I wanted to say is we were 2 years ahead of Blizzard. That's all I wanted to say. A group of hobbyists knew what Blizzard did not with Overwatch 1 and 2. And they say they made the same thing. Like, there's never going to be an Overwatch 3. And you can mark this in your calendar. You heard this on this podcast. My personal prediction is that there won't be an Overwatch 3. But I bet my ass, my left butt cheek even, that there will be an Overwatch 2 dots something. They won't call it 3, but it'll be like Overwatch Untold, or,
2.x.
Yeah, 2.x.
You heard it here, folks. He is risking his favorite butt cheek on the line for that bet. He leans on that one all the time.
That is, I'm leaning on it right now. It's integral to my stability and a lot of other things. And so, I'm going to give it 5 or 6 years, but to me, there's no way that they just let Overwatch
reforged.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, the predictions that I make on this podcast and Overwatch dropping the 2, big news. But Taylor, what's new with you?
Well, in along with that kind of stuff, I just saw earlier today that Baldur's Gate 3 is getting adapted into a television show on HBO.
I can't wait. That's awesome.
The guy who made the Chernobyl TV series, which was really excellent, is the guy who's behind this. He also did The Last of Us TV series. So this guy is adapting Baldur's Gate 3, not the game. It's going to be set right after the game.
Okay.
And right after the events of the game. And they say it'll include characters you're familiar with and new characters, which is like, that's all characters. So
do you guys hope the voice actors who we've grown to love
are they the star?
That's what I was hoping. Yeah, I hope it is. I really hope.
What if they're ugly and they can't be on the screen?
That's not true. You can
ugly
see
people
them.
Can act. Yeah.
And also too, there's video of them out there. You could see them. They're not ugly.
They're
even
beautiful.
if they
I
were.
didn't think they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if they were.
But I'm just saying,
fuck you, Taylor. No.
TV actors, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
I was being a little facetious, but what if they're not like typical actors?
Yeah,
you were
what if
trying
they're
to
not
say, what if they have
a camera?
Voice actors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, what if they have a face for radio? I get it. I get your old digs.
We're doing a podcast and we're...
But no, like, I think being a really good voice actor doesn't necessarily mean you're a great TV actor.
Totally. I would agree for sure.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hope if anyone is comfortable and capable that they give them the shot and see what they can do.
So
I see them on camera increasingly more and more. So maybe they've been training. Maybe they've been sharpening a sword for the past 2 years. And they're like, yes, I finally get
They need to release a montage of them training.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
But the other news was it relates to Obsidian. This great Bloomberg article was released where they interviewed Fergus Urquhart.
I don't. First, I know if I'm being offensive, I'm so sorry. But Fergus, by the way, Urquhart. Fergus sounds like a fake name. Sounds like someone.
Fergus Urquhart.
If anyone listens to this podcast and you have the name Fergus, let me know. And I don't know. I'll do something embarrassing. I'll eat my right butt cheek. I only have 2 butt cheeks to put on. I have to be careful with how many butt cheeks I put on the chopping block there. But yeah.
And anyway, this is a fantastic article. I recommend everyone who's at least tangentially interested read it. Like I said, it's a Bloomberg article. Maybe we can put the link in the episode description. But they went really in depth into Obsidian Studio, how they operate, what's been going on behind the scenes.
And like more of the business side as well of things. Yeah.
And go ahead.
Sorry, we're going to be talking about Obsidian a bit later with, Outer Worlds 1 and Outer Worlds 2 that Taylor just played and the differences between them. What I found, I guess I knew that they released 3 games in a year that were all like pretty big, but I don't know, I didn't internalize that. Or like if someone would have asked me on the street, I would have been like, oh yeah, probably Avowed. And then the other ones just fade away for some reason. But it's crazy, like 3 pretty big games in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's like
Avowed, Grounded 2, and the Outer Worlds 2 all released in 1 year.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Wow. What other game studios are doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
3 big releases.
Yeah. It's wild.
Barely can do 1, right? I mean, it's difficult. Like I can't even imagine.
A lot of them, it takes them, between 3 to 5 years for 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
True, but that's
3.
That's part of what that article was touching on a little bit, was that like Avowed ended up taking like around 7 years to make. And so part of why there were so many releases were due to like the delay and kind of how long some things were taking. And then also to how short some things were taking. Because they said that Grounded and Grounded 2 were like really quick to make.
Mm-hmm. And
which is really fascinating.
Versus like Bethesda, who only works on 1 game at a time. Todd Howard has said that they only do 1 game at once. Like we're making Elder Scrolls and that's it.
Everyone's focused on, I think what caught us all off guard was that Avowed, in this article, it says that Avowed was first pitched as like multiplayer Skyrim. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
This big multiplayer fantasy RPG experience that was pitched to them, and that was during the Microsoft acquisition that they pitched to Microsoft. And I don't know,
who knows?
I would have loved to seen it.
Of course, that would have been fun. And then Josh Sawyer is quoted in the article saying, "I don't think there's a team on Earth who could do this successfully."
Yeah,
basically saying there's no way in hell we're actually going to do.
We can't do this. Nobody can do this.
Yeah.
But, hey. We're pitching it to Microsoft anyway.
Yeah, I wonder, fly on the wall, when what happened there would be fun to know. Anyways, that's that article. Did anyone have other points they wanted to bring up from it that sort of stood out?
Yeah, I think it kind of stood out to me that they had mentioned kind of early on in the article that in a way Obsidian wasn't making the sales that they were expecting him to. And I just felt like that was like super unfair. We kind of touched a little bit about it on the pre-show, but basically expecting them to be cranking out AAA numbers when they're a AA team is kind of wild and I think super unfair. It kind of reminds me of what I had heard with like music of Halsey and like why she wasn't making any more music because she was getting compared and told that her successful music was like a failure compared to Taylor Swift. And it's like, well, it's not her. You're comparing apples and oranges. And I almost feel like Obsidian was kind of got like a bad deal with that just because, I mean, Obsidian has made such like amazing, incredible work. Like it's, from South Park to Fallout New Vegas as being their huge things. And like the Outer Worlds are awesome. And like Grounded was surprisingly great. I didn't even know they made Grounded. It just shows the capacity and the range that this developer and this team can do. And so it's just kind of like, it's unfair to be constantly comparing them to like, you need FIFA numbers or whatever. Call of Duty numbers. It's crazy. Like
it is like the number has to always go up sort of mentality. But then a part of it in the article, I can also understand, like, if they're paying to make a game for 7 years, then the expectation is just by the economics of paying those people for that long, there's certain
just the salary.
But I get both, because obviously they want to make profit over and above what it costs to make the game to pay those people, right? And there's an element of that I'm sure seems to be perchance unfair. But
yeah, but how are they going to make that profit when like people could just pay $15 a month for the subscription and then it's released day one? Like, how many profits did they lose by Avowed being on Xbox Game Pass?
It would be interesting what type of deal they got from Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, they're owned by Microsoft, so.
But the internal.
Yeah, I don't think they're making deals.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Yeah, maybe they're not.
I think all of the first-party studios at Microsoft, all of their games goes direct to Game Passes.
Right, and that's a part of the value. So maybe Amanda's right. Then it's even more unfair that they're. Yeah.
Because Avowed was phenomenal. Like, Avowed was such an incredible game.
Microsoft were the ones that priced Outer Worlds 2 at $80.
Yeah.
Which is like, what? We only were just getting used to $70 games for big AAA titles.
Mm-hmm.
And you're coming out here with this Outer Worlds 2, which is a great game. I love it, but it's not a big AAA title. And they were wanting more than that. And that got them a lot of bad press right off the bat.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people were not going to buy it just on principle.
Yeah, and then insult to injury, they go, you're not selling well, even though they're the ones like shoving their heads underwater. Like, duh.
Tough.
I don't know.
Tough. Yep.
It's rough.
And what can they not say?
Scapegoat. Yeah.
What can they not say in this interview too? Right? It's like it's unprofessional to sort of bite the hand that feeds you in public.
Right.
Those conversations should be happening behind closed doors. But what goes unsaid in this article is maybe something that's been brought up elsewhere internally. And yeah, we can only speculate, I think.
That's true. That's very true.
I think, there's a lot to be said about it. And I was going to touch on it some more when I talk about playing Outer Worlds.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So let's move on to what did we play this week? And Amanda, what did you play this week?
Yeah, so I said in the last episode that I would give Gloomhaven a try after being on a big old kick for board game ports and the board game BGPs. BGPs.
Give me that BGP.
So I got really excited for Gloomhaven because I was like, yo, like it reminds me of Demio. I really like a lot of the dungeon things. Is this gonna make me feel like I'm playing D&D, but a board game, but online? Because that's really exciting and I like it. And I booted it up and I fucking hated it, guys. I'm so sorry.
Swing and a miss.
So sorry. It was a mess. It's turn-based combat, which is fine, but I felt like the way that they did it, where you basically have like 2 action points and then like cards, and the card has one option or another option, and you have to select. I don't know. I just felt like part of what makes so many of these kind of dungeon crawler games amazing in a sense, or dungeon crawling and going into dungeons as like a theme for many games and many stories, is this like kind of excitement, like you're in a maze where it's kind of like, oh, you're figuring out what way can I go, but you have that freedom to make the decision of which door and which thing to
Left
go through,
or right,
which corridor to go through. You're making that choice. That is a freedom. And so I just felt like it was so punishing if you didn't do it the exact way that maybe they envisioned of how it needed to be completed, that it just made it not fun. Like I felt like even though maybe there were 2 doors, it was like you could very obviously see that it takes like 3 action points to get to one door, but only 2 for the other door, and you only have 2 action points, and you have to finish the whole round in like one go. So it's like, okay, well clearly I have to go left instead of, or I have to go right instead of left, right? And so I mean,
right instead of left, right?
Hello, right instead of left, right? And then up instead of down, up, right? No, anyway.
I refer to my left and right as Larry's and Ralph's for this very reason. Okay.
Totally tracking whatever this is. My compass has spun around 6 times already.
Yeah. No, it's confusing.
I'm headed northeast west.
Yeah. Well, I feel like parts of this game was kind of confusing as well, and it felt like it was hard because maybe it wasn't fleshed out entirely. Like, I can't tell if they were trying to make this really difficult just to be difficult, or if it was really difficult due to either incompetence or it wasn't fully baked or cooked yet or something. But it just was a huge miss and really disappointing because I thought the
So-
graphics looked cool. I was excited for it, but I was not having fun at all, like with anything that I was trying to do.
Do you think that is a result of the game itself or the porting of it to the computer? Like, do you think it might have been fun as a physical board game in person, or the game mechanics just suck and you don't like it?
I kind of feel like, at least with I'm willing to give it another shot, like in person. But I worry with this game that it's going to be kind of what we talked about in the last episode of why game ports are so great. I think is what would hurt this as well, which is that huge setup, like you're going to have to build like the dungeon and all the tokens and all the things. And so I just don't know if I'll ever be in a scenario where like we're actually going to play Gloomhaven, but I don't want to give up on the physical board game itself or talk about how the physical board game would be. I feel like this is more of a port issue.
Yeah.
And I wonder if part of it is because the devs like completely abandoned it pretty early on.
Right.
And so
Because
I
of the
wonder if
reception
that's
or
part of
something.
it.
So
Yeah.
I have a couple things. I saw you were bringing this up and I saw your notes and I wanted to touch on what a board game port is in my head, in my own little head. It's a port of the game that is the game board. It might have little sounds and graphics to enhance the experience. But when I look at the Gloomhaven Steam page and then when I look at the Gloomhaven box and page on Board Game Geek, what I see is two honestly pretty different looking games. Like even the angle of the screenshots and like there looks like there's like tons of VFX on the Steam. Like it doesn't really look like the same experience. So I'm wondering I don't know if I would classify this even as a board game port in my own head because it might be taking the same mechanics as the board game, but I feel like that's more of like a reimagining. And I realize I'm like splitting beans here, but like if I buy a board game port, I want the board game essentially.
Yeah. Well, no,
When I was
and that's
looking
a
at
good
the-
point. Because like Demio is not a board game port, yet it somehow captured the feeling like you're playing a board game with friends, which I think is super
it literally
fascinating
is on a
and amazing.
table.
Yeah.
Where, like you zoom out on Demio and zoom out far enough and you see the table that the game is set up on.
Yeah, but it's not
which
a
is
board
like to
game
Christian's
port.
point of seeing the board. Whereas
it's-
Gloomhaven feels more like a video game than a board game.
Gamey
port.
game. A
A gamey game.
That's another term
And-
from this podcast.
At least that's what the vibe I got from the Steam
Yeah.
page.
Totally. Same.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it is more of a gamey game, but like not to just be such a damn Debbie Downer, but man, it's not good. Like it's just not good. So again, because I also noticed too that the actual board game of Gloomhaven looks significantly different. So I don't know if Gloomhaven would actually be really good. I reached out to some people that I saw had the game on Steam and asked them if they've played it, if they've played the in-person Gloomhaven, because I really like the concept, but I haven't played the board
Bad
game.
execution.
And like, what are you doing in Gloomhaven? Just real quick. Like,
It's
I don't
very
think
much
we
like
got that.
Demio. You're trying to go through, kill monsters, gather loot, finish the boss at the end of the
So you're going
dungeon.
you're crawling a dungeon.
Yep.
It's like
Yep,
an RPG. You get okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
it's
characters with abilities and spells and
it's one of
attacks
the
and
best rated board games of all time, according to Board Game Geek, right? Which is all user submitted, like sort of Steam ratings.
yeah.
So I would be excited to try it in person. And something that really cool that they do in Fan Expo is sometimes the makers of the board games will set up their own games in the lobby,
Yeah.
completely set up, and they'll walk through groups of people. Not saying Gloomhaven will be there, but that's how I discovered the Star Wars trading card game. Is that how it's titled? Is it a Star Wars trading card game? Something like that.
STCG.
Yeah, STCG.
All the acronyms today.
Yeah, but at And that took me a little while to understand and learn. But as I looked around me, there was so many other board games. And I think that's so cool to meet the makers or one of the makers of these, at least like someone from the team walking you through their creation.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
So
at PAX,
I've done that as well when I went to Fan Expo in Dallas.
Yeah.
They had
Okay, so they do
had
this
the
everywhere,
board game
obviously. I hope that's
Yeah.
your experience when you're there, Amanda.
I hope so
Yeah.
too. And I do hope I get to see Gloomhaven because I really don't want to ignore the actual board game. But this Steam
Just wasn't
game,
working.
it was a huge miss. I refunded it, was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done with this
all
shit.
the way to
like,
the refunds.
yeah, I didn't like it one bit. It sucked. So no on Gloomhaven, but if anybody has played Gloomhaven in real life, please reach out. Let me know what that is actually like because I'm still very curious and I hope I do get to see it at Fan Expo.
Nice.
You know, it's not often that we have a negative review on this show.
And it's not often that it's so negative.
Yeah.
You're like, I hate two things in this world: fucking bitches and Gloomhaven.
And Gloomhaven.
No, I'm just super expressive and passionate. So when I love it, I
totally.
love it and sound like I'm hyping it up. And when I hate it, it sounds like I hate it. When in reality,
Yeah.
like, no, it was a huge miss for me for sure.
It was just a miss, yeah.
But it is a miss. But
I mean, these happen every so often. You go through the number of games a year that we go through, and there's
Totally.
bound to be misses. And we don't always talk about them. Like, you know, I've certainly played games that I thought might be cool for the show and then turned out being like, nah, I don't like this game. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, and I think this one was
totally.
interesting because obviously it has the board game side of it, and so we wanted to talk through. Yeah, so yeah, it's all good.
It's a bummer, but
It's a
you know,
bummer.
instead of
gloomy.
going through a different, it's gloomy and it doesn't give
gloomy.
you as much glory and loot as maybe your game, Christian, which
It's
was
a
Dwarves.
gloomy, gamey game.
We're stepping all over Amanda's transit. I feel like that should be the
I'm
game.
trying.
Yeah, I'm trying. Actually, it was
okay.
still pretty good, you know? Like
Yeah,
me
your
and
segue
Taylor
was-
interrupted you. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So the game I played.
Always stepping on the short person. Sorry, anyway. It's a dwarf joke. All right, go ahead.
Oh, a dwarf joke. How topical. Okay, the game I played, Dwarves, Glory, Death, and Loot. Right at the top, before we get into the game, it's just one of the most flowiest, statiest games I've ever played. I originally played it when it was released in early access during my ABE, what I'm calling my ABE. Do you guys want to guess what my ABE is, by the way?
Your Abe?
My ABE, my ABE.
ABE?
Yeah. I need some
Baby
Jeopardy music.
era.
Okay, and Amanda?
I can only think of.
You can only,
I don't
yes.
know. I guess.
Yes.
The only first thing that came to my mind was all but exit because you've been betting on your butt cheeks this whole time.
I
So
love
it's
that.
your
All but exit. Close. It was my auto battler era. One of them.
Auto battler.
The Mecha Bellums, the Nine Kings, the numbers go up games.
it.
I played Dwarves, Glory, Death, and Loot when it came out in early access, and it was around that time. It's a dwarf auto battler RPG. So
we got BGPs, we got ABEs.
Keep
we
up,
got
people.
EA, we got RPG.
yeah, we need like a DLG
ABC,
compendium.
yeah.
Yeah. And what did Bobby always say? ABM, always be moving. There was those ABM games.
Yep.
Yeah. So in Dwarves, Glory, Death, and Loot, you assign equipment, you forge it into better equipment, you put little hats and shoulder pads and play dress up on your dwarves. You name your dwarves after friends, of course. I named mine Amanda, Taylor, Bobby, Emilio, Rianne, Chi. I named them after cast people, and then it was fun to see like, oh, Amanda did the most healing. That didn't happen. Amanda did the most damage.
dang
Taylor
it.
did the most stabbies. Anyways. Yeah. He's stabbing the air right now. That's how good he was in game. And then after you set these guys up, you just watch your dudes bash some orcs' heads in, which is very satisfying and very zen-like. And
I always like those types of games where you set everything up and then watch it
Yeah.
unfold.
yeah, I don't want to be playing all the time. I want to do a little bit of watching. So, as a side note, they call the dwarves beardlings. Have you guys heard this term?
Beardlings.
Beardlings?
Oh,
I
like
never heard that.
Yeah.
It makes sense, I guess.
It's like,
It sounds like that would be for young dwarves.
that does sound
or
like
something.
it should be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
little mini Gimlis, little
The little
Gimlings.
beardlings are here.
Even
They
littler.
want to play.
Which I love. So yeah, this game put me into a huge flow state. There's something zen about just clicking, forging, watching. I could play this game for like 8 hours straight, probably, when I have other stuff to be doing, like so easily. Like I played this game and 2 hours went by and I was like, I need to go to bed. Like I'm kind of staying up later for having a lot of responsibilities in the morning. I don't know why it's so zen. Like it's not the music, it's not the art. Like it's all like really basic and 8-bit.
It just all comes together.
Yeah, honestly, the menus are kind of confusing. The statuses and attacks you do aren't super well explained. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking great game. Like,
just having fun.
Yeah. I rate it 10 out of 10 dwarves, which is your max party size, which I feel like is the perfect amount. 11 dwarves, too much.
A lot of dwarves.
It's a lot of dwarves. It's enough to micromanage and dress them up, but not like a whole army, you know.
What's your favorite thing to dress a dwarf up in?
Okay, so great question. They have a witch's hat.
Ooh.
Which I think is a big fashion piece. They have a shield with a blue gem in the middle that pushes back enemies like physically on the 2D plane that you're fighting on. So if you push them back, then your archers can then fire on them so they don't hit your own guys. What else do I like? Oh, there's a Pope hat. The Pope hat helps your healing.
Gotta love
That's
a Pope
hilarious.
Hat.
Yep.
A lot of hats for these dwarves. Witches' hats, not something you typically associate with a dwarf. But I'm loving that image. I've got a mental image right now of one. And honestly, yeah.
Yeah. I took some screenshots and some gameplay. Maybe I'll put together a little compilation and just throw it in Discord, because then you can see, you know, your favorite casters fighting orcs, which is fun, right? Cool. Yeah. I mean, that's Dwarves. Glory, death, and loot. I was kind of wondering what's the flowiest, stadiest. That's also a term, by the way. Games you've ever played.
Stadiest?
Flowiest, stadiest games that you guys have played.
Ooh. I feel like Mirror's Edge.
Because you're just running and jumping, right? You think you could do that forever?
And jumping and dodging and jumping and
dodging and jumping and running and jumping.
Ducking. There's some ducking and sliding
and jumping.
Yeah. But that game, I don't know, like when I'm playing it, I feel like I could just run forever. If the course was long enough, I could just keep
It's
going.
extremely satisfying in this. I see it. I see the comparison. Yep. Amanda?
Mine's probably, I guess recently it would be Town to City, but I think of like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
God,
this
dude.
This is when I really like city builders. Like I get into a flow state with them, and I love that. So
And Town to City is so good at that. I think one of the best games of that city building zen genre, maybe the best one. You know, it's like Jurassic World Evolution, pretty zen, but this just elevates it to another level. We haven't even talked about this game on the podcast, I don't think.
We haven't? I feel like you have.
Maybe
I'm not remembering it.
I don't. I haven't.
Oh, this one needs to make a discovery time. It's so good.
Future episode.
Yeah.
What they did so well. Last time I checked
it's
on
called Towns and Cities.
Town 2 City.
City.
Yeah.
Town 2 City.
Yep.
I don't think I've heard of this game.
Oh, it's lovely.
God.
It's so good. Yeah. And honestly, I actually genuinely really dislike that art style, which looks like Minecraft, and I don't like it. It totally puts me off. The huge polygons, I can't stand it. But there's
you hate three things: Gloomhaven. No.
I feel passionate about many things, and dislike is a passion. But anyway, no. But Town to City, I think, does such a awesome job of making it in such like an artistic way and like a beautiful zen way that like, and the music as well. Like it's so good. It's such a good game. It's lovely.
Yeah.
And you have so much creativity as well, and so much freedom to do a bunch of stuff as you build a small town. And then, spoiler, it eventually evolves to a city.
No one can see this coming.
No.
I know. It's not in the title. It's not.
You heard it here first. On the Dwarves Glory, Death, and Loot segment, you need to pick up Town and Town to City.
Sorry. But it's so good. Definitely a zen game.
No apologies
for me.
needed. It's so fucking good. Okay, Taylor. But now, the pièce de résistance.
Yes, Outer Worlds.
Yep.
All right. So you guys already heard me talk about Outer Worlds 2 a couple weeks back, maybe a month or two ago. And I loved the Outer Worlds 2. It was right up there with Avowed for me as my game of the year. And I just really enjoyed the story, and the gameplay was really smooth. It worked really well for a shooter. Like the shooting felt good. It didn't feel janky, which is what I was worried about coming from an RPG developer. You know, they're not known for shooters.
Like the Cyberpunk initial launch, some of the gunplay, you were like, or not you personally, but I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And so coming from that to the original first game, Outer Worlds, I guess it's the Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see kind of like, okay, what's different about these games? Why, or like, what about the first game was good enough that it became a sequel?
Right.
And what are the things that they changed in between the two? Because I don't know, that just seemed really interesting to me, aside from the fact of just wanting to play another good game.
Yep.
And I assume, this is, of course, going to be another good game if I enjoyed the second one.
And it's like you can't go to 3, so there's only one direction to go.
There's nowhere, one direction. Got to go back, back to the past. And there are definitely some differences between these two. Like things to do, like surface level stuff, like the way weapons are categorized and the way the skills are grouped. To even like the default FOV that you start the game with, you have to go into your settings and change. Like that was modernized. I have an ultra wide screen, and Outer Worlds 2, no problems, just automatically. Outer Worlds 1, you can see the age, right?
Right.
But one of the big things is the way your companions, like you form a party in these games and recruit companions. And in the first game, I've noticed that you have a lot more control over these guys. Like you can change what they're carrying and what they, like how aggressive they are, how close to you they follow. You can give them commands during combat.
Like a Mass Effect sort of.
Yeah, similar to Mass Effect. Whereas in the second game, no, none of that's there. You cannot change their equipment at all. They're static characters, and you can't give them commands. They follow you, and they shoot at enemies.
Why do you think the difference there? I would expect to be the opposite. You went back, and there was more functionality. And did you enjoy
They stripped it away. Well, I mean, I didn't know what I was missing.
Right.
Now that I've played the first one, I'm like, why isn't that in the second game?
Okay, so it's something
wild system.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want more of this. Why did you take it away? Like, and I don't know if they got player feedback after the first game release, like, oh, this is too much to think about during combat, or I don't care about my companions that much to change their gun. But
you don't care about that's the one. No. That's the one thing.
Yeah, you want to be able to change their loot, like
and
in
their
Neverwinter Nights.
Sorry.
Neverwinter Nights 1, like I came to that game from Baldur's Gate 2, and in Baldur's Gate 2, you have a party of 6 members. You can change them up as much as you can your own character.
Right.
And then in Neverwinter Nights, you have your main character and you get a henchman, not even a full party member. They're just a henchman, and you can't change their inventory. You can't change. You could only give them basic commands, and so it felt like a big downgrade. And I'm feeling similarly here. Like if I had played this one first and then Outer Worlds 2 came out, I'm like, hey, Obsidian, what's the deal with...
Well, thank God you didn't. You kind of did in the best order.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I feel like most of the time you are going to go in order. It's kind of rare to be going starting with this and then going back, and then to have that happen and it's a better experience. That's wild.
Was anything else better? Were you like, oh, this is just the better game? Or was...
So there are bits like, well, I'm not far enough through the story to be able to comment on that as a whole. Like, but I will say I found the hook into the story, the beginning of the game, better in the first one too.
Right.
Where, you're like on a colony ship, a mad scientist shows up and unfreezes you. You're in
hate
cryosleep,
when they show
right?
up. I fucking hate when they
This
show
mad scientist comes in and you see him on your screen and he's like, hey, blah, 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 I'm a mad scientist and I'm unfreezing you.
And you're
blah,
like,
blah.
Get that science out of here. I don't believe in it.
Yeah, you're the worst person
in
to
an
show
escape pod
Yeah.
down to the surface, and there's someone going to meet you there. And then your escape pod lands on the guy that you're supposed to meet and crushes him to death.
I love that.
Because he was holding the
Of
beacon
course.
for it. He was holding the beacon for it. And then
Real Helldivers
mad
2 moment.
scientist
Yeah.
The scientist pops up on your audio and he's like, I told him to plant the beacon and walk away, not stand there with it like a dingus.
That's so good.
And that was just a great way to start the game versus the second game. It's very similar though. You get thrown into a mission right out the gate, and you have to complete this mission, and then you end up going into cryo sleep from an escape pod, and you're adrift in space for 10 years until someone finds you. So it's kind of similar. You're in cryosleep and adrift in space for years. But in the first one, the mad scientist really got me. And especially that intro of like, yeah, you landed on the guy you're supposed to meet. Now his ship is yours.
That's great.
It immediately sets the tone for what kind of game this is going to be,
Totally.
So I think the first game did that better. And so far, the factions as well seemed a bit more diverse in terms of the number of factions. The first game really had 3, and one of them technically didn't do anything. Like you gained rep, it popped up on your screen, said, hey, you gained trust level with Sub Rosa. And I completed the game. The only thing that trust level gave you was a discount at a vendor, versus the other factions, which affect the ending drastically. So it felt like cut content.
Interesting. Oh, man. And you loved Outer Worlds 2. Am I right?
Yeah. And I loved it.
Oh, man. This is,
it's wild.
Spoiled. You did it the best way.
I know. And this Outer Worlds 1 has 2 DLCs as well. So I got those to look forward to. Outer Worlds 2, they're working on the DLCs. But speaking of them working on it, who's making it? It's Obsidian, which we talked about earlier in this episode. And I think all of our listeners at this point know I'm an Obsidian supremacist. I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
How can you not? I don't know. I'm probably biased too. I'm also a big fan of Obsidian. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lord was one of my favorite games growing up on Xbox. Fallout New Vegas is also amazing. I loved South Park, The Stick of Truth. Like them working on like Pillars of Eternity, that's such a good game as well too. Like they've made such like incredible IP and games, and I loved Avowed when it came out as well too. So it's just I feel like most people might be fanning Obsidian. What say you, Christian? Where do you lie on the fanboy base? I
am, I don't know, like usual, sort of on the sidelines, being like, how I said in my intro.
Get him
Obsidian, Obsidian who? I'm like, I've played Knights of the Old Republic and Fallout New Vegas, but that might as well have been another lifetime ago. Like, I don't know what they've been doing since then. And so when Taylor has been bringing up this developer multiple times on the podcast, I follow Josh Sawyer on Blue Sky and I see his funny.
Yep.
And I'm like, I like what people are saying about them, but I have no firsthand knowledge in the last decade of playing any Obsidian games. So I'd love that Taylor's bringing them up.
Agreed. I too. They deserve that.
What's crazy is just how many games they've released in such a short period of time. They've put out 18 games since Knights of the Old Republic came out.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And the biggest gap was from Knights of the Old Republic to like Fallout New Vegas. That they put out 2 games in that time period, but like from 2010 on, they've just been churning them out. Like
games.
Game. And I don't think any of them I would classify as a bomb. And some of them are like my favorite games of all time, like Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 are like, and Tyranny to me are like the culmination of CRPGs. Which they did. But then they've also put out things like Grounded and Grounded 2, which are survival games.
They were
so they're
super fun as well, by the way. Like I played quite a lot of Grounded. I didn't play a ton of Grounded 2. I loved it because they put like an arachnophobia meter on there. So you could turn the spiders into being these like just little circle guys. Loved that. But also Grounded was a really cute and really fun game for sure. And they had such a great way of making you feel like you were the tiniest things in a sea of bugs. It was wild. It's cool. It's a very neat concept
too. Like, We got Small Land way after. I feel like that was maybe a little bit of a poor execution of the same idea, or at least different.
Mhm.
This is like
Small Land.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You're in the backyard. Like that's where I want to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should check out
Small Land was
Grounded.
maybe a little too serious in tone.
Yeah,
or
you were like a
something.
fairy, and it was you were just a small, totally, yeah,
Yeah.
like a Tinkerbell, basically, yeah.
But I would have never thought that Obsidian was like behind that because it's so different than
Yeah.
a lot of the RPGs and stuff. And South Park Stick of Truth, that's also like
Everyone
amazing.
thinks of
Man,
them
it's
as
so good.
like the KOTOR and Fallout New Vegas guys.
Yep.
And while it's true they made them, they have quite the diversity. It's not just RPG.
You don't know what this band does. They're punk, they're rock,
Yeah.
Their range.
orchestral.
Their range is endless.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, it's just like the consistency of their quality. They consistently put out good games that I know I'm probably gonna like.
Yeah.
And if it's something that's in a different genre than I normally play, like Grounded, or Pentiment, then I'm gonna give it a shot anyway because I know their reputation. I know that they've been putting out games I like. And if this is their take on that genre, I'm going to be willing to try it.
That's such a
Same.
cool thing to bring out of someone, right? Like to have that trust. Oh, so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so nice. I mean, because they bring
And
like such a good level of comedy too. Like I feel like their angle with comedy in so many of these different genre games is a reflection for sure of them as a company and as a group. And I think it's quite unique, like to have that level of satire in a lot of their games and that level of comedy as well, while still being serious.
Growing up with your name being Fergus Urquhart.
Sorry, Fergus. Sorry.
I probably had to get into some comedy.
Yeah. Maybe this is a normal name and I'm going to just throw out a random Iceland. That's my...
Scotland.
Oh, it's Scotland? Okay.
It's probably somewhere in the British
Scottish.
Isles.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just wanted to know if anyone knew why, and I don't know, this isn't a trick question. Why are they named Obsidian?
I don't know. Well, they came from what was an Interplay, I think the company was called.
Black Isle Studios.
Black Isle Studios and Interplay is where
I'm gonna Google it.
They came from. So I wonder if black has something to do with it.
True.
Because Black Isle, and then you've got Obsidian being black.
Okay, as a strong, memorable, and solid name that echoed the legacy of the founder's previous studio, Black Isle. But this is AI overview, so I wouldn't trust this necessarily.
I could have made it up.
Yeah, but maybe.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I was wondering if you guys have ever played through a game series like this backwards.
Oh my gosh.
Where you started with the later game and then went back.
No. Oh, wait.
I really don't think I have. I think that's just because I'm old and I like to play games that are like new. So at the time, I usually keep up with the releases. Because I was trying to think of like, I've played a lot of sequels and thirds and fourths of things, but it's been usually when it comes out. I don't think I've gone backwards.
I played Skyrim, then Oblivion, and I didn't like Oblivion.
Okay. That definitely qualifies.
Coming from Skyrim, but my friend group all loved Oblivion like a lot, like it's some of their favorite games, and
I liked it a lot.
That confused me for some reason because I did Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion, and Oblivion was just like, what is this? These Oblivion gates? I don't get it.
The weird middle child.
If it makes you feel any better, Christian, I did Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, and I would also agree with you that Oblivion. Sorry, it's controversial, but Oblivion ain't shit compared to the other two.
Yeah, when
the other two are better for sure.
Okay, that's
I liked aspects of Oblivion, but the game as a whole, too many of those dang gates that you had to go into over and over, and they're the same map on the inside.
And then when they released the Oblivion remaster, I was like kind of bummed. I was like, really? That one?
I was like, dude, remaster Morrowind, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, or do Skyrim again. Do Skyrim again. Come on, I won't even.
Daggerfall?
No, I haven't. I've only seen videos, like Twitch streamers and YouTube videos I've watched playing Daggerfall.
Daggerfall remaster would be really cool. I'd be super interested in that.
I would try it because I only played a little bit of it back in the day, and then I didn't finish it, and nowadays it's hard to get into that
Yep.
kind of a game. Like it's so old. It's so like I don't know. There's a feeling to it.
I also
and there's a little bit of that with Outer Worlds 1 as well, where the game the gun play was not as good. Like I could tell they had drastically improved it for Outer Worlds 2, made the gun shooting feel better.
Okay.
And in 1, it's not there, and it's noticeable. And I was like, oh,
interesting.
I don't like that.
Well, that's good. That
if I had gone the other direction, it would have been fine.
Yeah. I played Knights of the Old Republic 2 before 1, and I love both those games. So, sorry, just this one time, I guess, with Oblivion is the only time I've been.
Oblivion, well, and if you did KOTOR 2 first, then KOTOR 1, that counts as well.
Yeah, but I enjoyed both those games equally. I thought, wow, these are both really great games.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And I don't think Obsidian developed KOTOR 1.
No, that was BioWare, I believe, if my back of my memory is working right.
I think it's BioWare.
Yeah. Yep. Well, cool. Taylor, thank you for keeping on bringing up Obsidian. And I hope you keep... what are they going to do next year or this year? 3 more games?
Yeah. Well, I doubt they've got 3 more games about to come out. But they did say in the article that they are working on the next Avowed game.
Okay.
Another game set in the Avowed world in a similar... like first-person style.
Maybe now we get the multiplayer.
Multiplayer? I would. So.
I mean, if that concept ever comes to light, I am day one buying
He's going to get Obsidian tattooed on his butt cheek. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Do you hear that, Obsidian? Come on, make us a multiplayer Avowed.
We have 6 butt cheeks between us on this cast, and we're putting them all up for advertising.
And honestly... what was crazy
isn't really on the line.
What was crazy is they were talking about how they have to make games faster in the article as well. They were saying like, oh yeah, our dev time of 6 to 7 years is too long. We're going to aim for 3 to 4 years.
It does sound long. I'm like 6 to 7, but yeah.
But it's just crazy. A studio that just put out 3 games and then they're like, we're not making them fast enough, guys.
Right. Yeah. No, there's that angle too.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
meanwhile, Bethesda's sitting decades on an Elder Scrolls. Come on.
And well, like we said, they only work on 1 game at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus Obsidian working on 3 or 4 at a time. But anyway, that's what I played this week. Moving on. What do you want to play?
Oh yeah.
Amanda.
Continuing with a great game of comedy, I would really love to play High on Life 2. It comes out on February 13th. It's made by obviously the same people that made High on Life, which is coming from the same kind of brainchild of like Rick and Morty, that kind of world. It's an action-adventure first-person shooter that is very neon, and the guns that you use talk to you and have personalities, which to me
is like a Rick and Morty FPS or some bullshit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is like a Rick and Morty FPS. Yep. And I played and beat the first High on Life, and it was so much fun. I was laughing. I was like wanting to piss my pants laughing so hard at some moments. I thought it was hilarious. It was very funny.
Because Bobby talks about High on Life and did not have this. He was like, kind of humor didn't really get me.
He didn't have a good
you guys are expecting humor out of a robot? Come on.
That... It's a great
I don't know if it's my type of humor or not. That's the question. Like with that kind of game, if that humor doesn't hit for you, then the rest of the game might as well not matter, right? Like
10,000%. That is true.
You have to buy into the humor or you're not going to have fun.
Yeah. I buy into a lot of humor. I feel like I'm pretty easy to please with things that are funny. I think a lot of things are funny. So, maybe I'm just on a hype train with it, but I do hope that High on Life 2 is just as funny, if not more funny. And they definitely have a bunch of different weapons and a whole bunch of new characters. And so I definitely want to check it out. So yeah, High on Life 2. What about you, Taylor?
Well, great idea, by the way, for a game where the guns are the comedy bit and that talk. I feel like just playing Halo and being on the couch with my brother and then firing the needle gun a bunch and then when it reloads itself, it lets off that pink gas and being like, the gun is farting. Like that is what we like, and then they did that. And they were like, let's make the whole game about
the whole game that.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's gonna be, really.
That's a
I've
game
always
I might watch you stream it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that would be fun to
I-
watch you. Yep.
Yeah, I
I've
think that might
always,
be more enjoyable.
I've always loved games that have like a humor of like kind of breaking the fourth wall in a way. Like I remember, I think it was Grover's Universe or whatever. Also Rick and Morty, like when you were taking a long time, he'd be like, yeah, sure, fucking whatever. Just sit on your phone or on the toilet or whatever the hell you're doing while the world's being destroyed. Like I love that. I think that that's so funny. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I have a problem. Make fun of me and I love it. So anyway. I don't know what that has to say about my psyche, but Taylor, tell me about what you want to play.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Solasta, Crown of the Magister. This is a D&D 5e RPG game. A lot of acronyms there.
A lot of acronyms this
From-
episode.
We're the
From
acronym
tactical-
podcast. That's
Yeah.
DLG, by the way.
I mean, it's in the name, right?
It's true.
This is from Tactical Adventures, developer. I think this is their first game. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. And from everything I've heard about it, it's got a more robust adaptation of the 5e rules than Baldur's Gate 3 did.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there are more options available to you. Like in combat, you can trip people and grapple them, which in Baldur's Gate 3 you could not. And there's more spells available, and just kind of like they adapted a larger circle of it than Baldur's Gate 3 did.
Mhm.
But they both get compared a lot because they came out similar times, and they both are D&D 5e games. So a lot of similarities there, but and Solasta kind of did not obviously enjoy the success that Baldur's Gate did.
Yeah.
So, but what really got me interested in it is that my dad is playing it. Right
Oh,
now. And I was on the phone with him
yeah.
the other day, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on with you, Dad?" And he's telling me, "Oh, I'm playing this Solasta game. I think you'd really like it." And he starts getting into it, and we were talking about D&D spells and how they work, and getting into like what we like about RPGs, and then we started talking about when we used to play WoW, and I don't know, it was a great conversation, and I want to play it so I can talk to him about it.
That's wonderful. That's got to be in the top 3 reasons to play a game of all time, so you can talk about it with your dad. I love that.
Right?
It's lovely.
Games that connect us to each other.
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really hope that it is a good tactical combat. I hope it's not slow, because a lot of these turn-based games for me get really slow during combat. So I hope it's not that bad with that. And I'm excited to see what more in-depth means in this case.
Yep. Cool. Oh, I'm excited for you to play that, and I'm excited for your dad. Tell us what your dad thinks too.
Maybe I should. Yeah, I'll get his review to put on the show.
Yeah. The game I'm bringing up is called Dead Letter DEPT, which
Depths.
I think stands for department. Okay. Dead Letter
Are you
DEPT.
sure?
Pretty sure, but not 100%. Honestly, an acronym could be, an ABE could be anything, as we've displayed in this. So Typing Fest is going on right now, and it will end by the time this episode comes out. I can't remember the last typing game I played, so I flipped through the festival, and honestly, the selection wasn't as big as I thought it was for how many times Bobby has brought up a typing game. I was like, oh, Bobby has played a lot of these. Like, he's played 80% of all typing games on Steam that are good, or that at least have a decent amount of
reviews.
Yeah, but there's like 15 of them total. Like, yeah, I looked into it too because I like typing games. There's just not that many.
Hey, we need more. The people are yearning. I know the numbers don't show this, developers, but the people are yearning for typing games. At Dead Letter Department, you work a data entry job in the big city, and you're trying to transcribe lost mails and letters with nowhere else to go. But as the days come on, the oddities in the mail start to emerge, and the cracks in your universe start to appear. It's a horror game. So
a typing horror game.
Not only is it a typing game, which I've never played, it's a horror game, which I seldom play. So I think perfect game for me to buy. It's on my library. It's coming up after Menace, which also came out. yesterday.
Menache.
You can't forget about that. So it's going to be Menache and then this on my roster. I can't wait. I have no reference point for my hopes and dreams about what this game could be. The last typing game I played was Type to Learn in grade 6, right? Like,
right.
You're like a side
I did
scrolling.
Mavis Beacon teaches touch typing.
Yeah. So I just kind of hope I poop my pants. Like, I hope it's really scary, which
okay.
It looks scary.
Do you get scared in games?
Yes. Yeah. I played Amnesia and I was, by the way, in a fully lit room. Rhiann was next to me. We were playing it together and I was like, I don't feel good. Like I feel, and she's like, get it together, Christian. It's just a game.
Man, when I was a teenager, or no, younger than that even, probably like 8 or 9, I was playing Wolfenstein, the Return to Castle Wolfenstein, because I was playing it in Wolfenstein Enemy Territory as well. And there was I just quit the game for a long time because there's this spooky section where you'd go down and like a skeleton, you were fighting skeletons and like one would spawn behind you and get you in the back. Ugh. And it was really tense section of the game and you're in a hurry as you're running from something. So it was just like all of that stress got to me to the point where I just stopped playing the game entirely for like months.
Yeah.
And then I finally came back to it.
Nice. I thought it would be like years. You're like, whatever, 7. You're like, this is more for my later. 9-year-old. This is like for 9-year-old me to tackle. 7-year-old, no.
I've noticed it seems like
I would get stressed. That was the thing. It would be too stressful. It was the same like 007 GoldenEye had a timed level and you had to like laser off locks with your watch. And it was the timer of it all that got to me.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of horror games definitely lean on that stress. Like you guys know I can't handle them that well either. I've noticed though there's this really interesting like cross point with typing games and horror though. There seems to be either an uptick in them or that seems to be where a typing type mechanic like has a world is in a horror game.
Well, typing can be inherently stressful, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so I think they're leaning into that. Yeah.
Typing can be spooky in the sense that when you are accessing files that you shouldn't be or in a place online that is forbidden to you, like if you were on your boss's computer or something and you were typing away, like that feeling I think is there's something there that I'm excited to explore in this game. Like, oh, I'm not supposed to be in these files typing this. I don't know. I kind of like that. Yeah.
That is cool. But I feel like it makes sense though that they would, I've noticed a huge trend with the typing festival that most of them were either like fighting games. And so you would fight and do damage almost like a, oh man, what's the old school game with the shooting down Space Invaders, almost like a Space Invaders kind of game, but like you're typing it out in order to shoot lasers, or it was a horror game because a great typing game that I played recently was Final Sentence. And I think that was also on the Typing Fest right now. And that one's very fun. And it's very interesting. They've done it as like a PvP horror where you're versing everybody else. And the last man standing who can actually type the fastest is the only one that lives. And
it's a great premise for a game. Yeah.
The last man standing.
And it's a typing game, and I think
the same person would win over and over.
It's kind of annoying. They're like,
I don't know, maybe. I think the same group of people, but they randomly put you in like a lobby of like 100 people. So you're
because if I was playing with my friends, like one of them is going to be the best typist and always.
It's going to be me. Yeah, I think we. I think we
it's
established
not me,
this.
I'll say that.
No, Amanda. I think we established this a while ago when Bobby brought up this game. We all took a typing test before, and then we shared our words per minute. Were you in on that?
I don't know if I was in on that, and if I was, then I want a rematch. So,
okay, let's go.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
I will have to do a rematch. I kind of want to try this game too, actually. Dead Letter Department. I do like typing games a lot. It brings me back to my childhood of the type to learn, and I think they're fun. And I'm pretty proud of my words.
Okay, when don't be too proud because it could all come crashing down.
We'll see about that.
When I bring up Dead Letter Department, I would love to do a typing test and members of the community too. You know,
can I just be the umpire?
If you, of course, yeah.
Sure,
You don't
but
have to.
The
You know what?
referee.
How about you show us those WPMs, all right? We're continuing on with the acronyms, all right? Give us those WPMs.
I'm already saying you're better than me.
Well, no, but I mean, you could just do
I'm not
it.
in on this competition. My typing is adequate. It does the job. It's not anything special.
If you haven't seen Taylor on webcam, he does only have 2 pointer fingers. So he's at,
Yeah.
He is.
My lobster claw of a hand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, so moving on. What's our community up to? Well, first off, I'm going to shout out our executive producer, Truthbringer. As always, every week, we shout you out. Thanks for supporting us at above the normal level.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of reasons to do so other than you really like us.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside knowing that someone out there really likes what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's like a decent amount of people who like us, like enough to give us money, which is already crazy. And then there's Truthbringer, who's like, I'm going to one up all those people for some reason, which feels great. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we got some listener questions this week. Yeah.
So from Discord, ScramTX says, what 2026 game release are you looking forward to? I don't know why I said it like that. Forward to the most. Will GTA 6 release this year? And more importantly, do you even care? That's the thing. It's console exclusive. I don't care.
I don't care. Do you?
I don't care.
That famous shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it said GTA 6 : I don't care. Do you? That's the shirt, right?
Yeah. Well, since it's console exclusive, I won't be playing it when it comes out. But I haven't played really any of the I've played some, but I've never owned a Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
I've played it at friends' houses or on friends' computers, friends' consoles. I've never owned my own copy of Grand Theft Auto that I played through on my own.
Yeah, and I don't get the current I get the role play servers. I've watched some of that content. I think it's pretty funny. But to me, it's crazy that it's so popular. And
I don't understand it at all.
Well, you play a character and you can do so much in that game. I think, and you can set all these custom parameters.
It's a big sandbox.
Yeah, but what I don't get,
the amount of money that goes into it.
So I'm at Christmas, right? And my nephew is beside me and he's like, hey, Christian, look at this. He's like, check out this Discord server that me and my friends are running for Grand Theft Auto. He's like, see all these people that are joining? That's $5 a pop. And I'm like, what? They have to pay? Like, yeah, they can only join the Discord server and join this server if they pay for the cost of running it. And I was like, oh, and he's like, yeah, the guy that runs this is a multimillionaire. He's one of my best friends because not only do they pay to get access to the server, but then they pay for cosmetics on the server. And it's this money mill. And I was like, damn, dude. I mean, if people are paying their money and, you're working here, he's like moderating it. And he's like, yeah, I'm putting in my hours this week. I was like, as long as they're giving you money, like as long as you're also making money, that's good. And he's like, oh no, they don't pay me. I was like, what?
This guy's a multi-millionaire running a Discord server and he's not paying his mods?
Yeah.
You got to pay to get in there and he's not paying the mods?
Yeah. And he was telling me some of the prices for the cosmetics and they're high. And I'm like, this feels bad. This feels scummy. This feels like taking advantage of kids and all the rest of everything.
Feels like
bad.
Child labor.
Yeah. Child labor. But I can see a labor of love, like as a kid, I helped run online communities and that wasn't exploitative, but it easily could have been, I think, right? If someone was like, oh, this person will do free labor for me.
Well, especially when you've got money coming in, and especially it sounds like a lot of money coming in. That's the thing. If it was like everyone pitched in $5 to keep a server running for a year or something, that's different. But this sounds like a weird scheme.
No, and in the course of him telling me this, like 10 people joined the Discord. Like you could see the message, and he was like, "Look, $100,
$50, $100,
or whatever the amount is, $5, $10, I forget." But still, like. There was so many people. I think there was like 90,000 people or something in the Discord server.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe that's what we should do here at DLG. It's charge everyone $5 to join the Discord.
Yeah. Some other podcasts do that. And I get to thinking the people who talk in our Discord anyway, no, we don't want to make it an exclusive space like that. But To be fair, the
No.
people who do participate already do support us. So.
Watch it 10 years from now, though. Like, people are going to be clipping this episode where we're like, yeah, we don't want an exclusive space. 10 years from now, we're super successful. We have our
There's like too many people.
Or patron Discord.
Yeah.
Because we have too many fans.
Too many fans.
So we have to
We'll just start
limit it down.
We'll just start a role-playing server, our own server, the DLG server on Grand Theft Auto 6 if it eventually releases to PC and people still care.
Yeah.
But no, these servers are crazy. I mean, like, I joined in a role-playing server for GTA 5 and it was
I
a
watched
whole
you do that.
thing. Yeah, well, I had to know somebody inside that had been role-playing for a year that was a part of the community and contributing and successfully. And having that connection was my end of the door. But then on top of it, I had to get interviewed and I had to submit 2 different like kind of like resumes almost of my character and what I was doing and what I was trying to do. It was a whole fucking thing. It was a whole thing.
I saw this reel where
They
it's
take
like
it so seriously.
It's like 14-year-old me interviewing 40-year-old Dave of why he should join my WoW guild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
I don't know. That's more. I can see what they're doing. It's not something I would do. I like role playing even, but the level of seriousness that they take it, to me, seems to suck some of the fun out.
Yeah, I mean, just even in that same example, I had such a blast role playing. I was inspired by a Letterkenny, and I wanted to make my character similar from Letterkenny, which is this like kind of, I guess for a lot of Americans it would be like Trailer Park Boys, is kind of a similar vibe of that.
Another Canadian show. 2 Canadian shows.
Yeah, both of those
We're
are
taking
Canadian
over.
shows.
Well, I don't know. Sue me. I'm from Michigan, man. My mom taps maple trees in her backyard. Whatever. We're more similar than I am with people down in the South.
It's like Schitt's Creek. It's like Kim's Convenience. Just Canadian shows on Canadian shows.
Yeah, but I just had so much fun running up to strangers being like, oh, hey, I just got off of the plane from Toronto and I'm just wondering, do you know where a Tim's is so I can get a double? And like people were so thrown. It was awesome. And it was so much fun until they came, like there were these 2 random strangers at a gas station that came up to me and they were like, what's your name? How old are you? Where do you live? And I was like flabbergasted. So I'm staying in character.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you need to tell us who you are, not the character. And I was like, that's against
the
the
real
rules.
police.
And
Yeah,
turns out it was the fucking owner of the server. Yeah, and he wanted me to break character and then banned me because he thought I was a 14-year-old kid. Thankfully, I was streaming the whole time, so I had a clip of like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm definitely not an underage boy. I am a grown-ass fucking woman. Like, I'm way closer to 30
and I'm playing
than I am
a Letterkenny
15.
character on your roleplay server, which, by the way,
Who
everyone...
is 19. Like, and so there's no underageness going on here at all. And the guy was like, I don't believe you. And I was like, I don't know how to fucking
just
prove
based
to
on
you.
the sound of your voice, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
sound
this
of your
whole
voice.
thing. And it took 3 months of like appeals. And I had to have other people. And I'm
What?
like, this is for a fucking game. I'm done. So you're
Appeals
right.
for a
Yeah.
video game.
You're right. And then I never got an apology or anything. They were just like, oh, well, we banned a child that was around the corner. So we assumed you were together. And I was like, you're doubling down on being
'cause
an
there's
asshole.
another
I'm
child
confused.
that they
Like,
banned.
yeah. So clearly, it must be me. I don't.
people
I
can't
don't
be
think that's the
trusted. They have
apology.
too
you're
much
thinking
Why do
online
they even
power.
care? Why do they even care how old you were in the
'cause-
first
oh,
place?
no,
as long
'cause
as you're doing
there's-
the rules.
Well, this server was really big on like for Twitch streaming. So they're following the Twitch streaming
okay.
rules, which is fair, but then do your fucking due diligence when there's proof that you're clearly did an accident. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This could have been solved in a week
Oh,
if you
man.
just looked at the video and then was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, here, you're back."
Yeah,
But at
since
that
you were
point-
streaming, you could have just sent him a clip.
I
and it's like,
did.
Look at
I
this
did,
adult
and he
woman
didn't.
in
And
the-
he didn't look at it, and then
Well-
he like doubled down and was like, "I don't believe you. You're clearly a child." And I was like, "Okay, well, at this point, I have zero interest in ever coming back here
Dude.
or recommending people to do it."
Is there workplace protection? I mean, I don't want to get like too serious with it, but this is
Crazy.
people's whole shtick. Like they might be a Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
roleplay. That could be that could be honestly their
It is their job.
livelihood.
Yeah. No, and
Yeah,
for a
their
lot of the
job.
people that run those servers, dude, it is, and the role playing community is like a really, it goes deep. Like it goes really deep, and there's a ton of people that are connected, know each other, all kinds of things. And so I love
Sounds like
dabbling in
a
it.
real life thing.
But it is, yeah, it's a whole thing. So when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, for the most part, I don't care. I am curious if role playing starts becoming a thing, and maybe finding a cool and chill role playing server I'd be interested in, but not so much really looking to that. I'm way more looking forward to Fable, as I've mentioned in the last episode. And again,
Yeah.
don't send me shit. It's day one bought. I want Fable. I'm excited about Fable.
So I
and I'm
guess
not
the answer
hyping
to
it.
Scram's question is none of us really seem to care that much about GTA.
But we
That's
do
true.
have stories. And
Yes.
And just off the hop, this is a small bird walk. We don't have to do anything with this, but I'm almost wondering, I feel like we need a series where we just tell gaming stories, like personal gaming stories, like the Grand Theft
like
Auto.
that one.
Yeah. Or like the time I got married in Star Wars Galaxy. Like there's something there. There's cool
Yeah.
stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
I gotta clear out the old attic in here.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Tea time with DLG. Some hero
Tea time with
stories.
DLG.
Tea time with DLG.
Amazing, by the way.
Pull out your finger lady biscuits and
That's
lady
right.
finger biscuits. Finger lady.
What?
That came out wrong.
Okay. Oh
Lady.
my god.
Don't take out your fingers, ladies. Okay. Amanda, what's the plug this
What
week?
are we plugging? Yeah.
It's really difficult to follow a plug after talking about. Anyway, so plug in Discord. If you're listening to us still, I feel like we plug Discord a lot, but this time I am in the works and planning DLG Con for this year. It's going to be in Canada. Make sure you get your passports ready. They're saying on the government website, if you're talking about the US, it takes months, maybe a little bit longer. So get working on that if you're interested.
Yeah, I
But
think like 3 months on the outside, but give yourself plenty of time. You don't want to be.
Yep.
They offer expedited processing, but it costs a lot of money.
And we don't need that. So right now in the Discord, we've got a channel for DLG Con planning where we're taking a vote between Vancouver, BC and Calgary, Alberta. So yeah, come and check it out. We got an Albertan here sitting with us, so you might be a little
Calgary.
biased. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm in Vancouver, so come to Vancouver. Anyway, both options are going to be really awesome, really, really fun, and we're hoping people can make it out. But even if you don't want to go to DLG Con and meet up with all of us and play board games and have probably one of the most amazing weekends you'll have of 2026, just come into our Discord. Let's chat about it. Let's chat about some things. If you're hearing some things you want to talk about, you want to mention, you want to tell us about your stories of Grand Theft Auto and the ridiculous ass servers you found and how much weed you've smoked in Los Santos, let us know and pop on into Discord. So,
All right, how much weed you smoked in Los Santos? We'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so let's see here. My name is Taylor, and joining us today was Christian and Amanda. Tune in next week. Amanda is going to get wacky and redefine how creatures should sound in a zoo with the game My Voice Zoo.
That'll be
Right.
on Twitch too, right?
yep, I plan on streaming it. It's a game where you determine the sound of every creature that gets added to your zoo, and then as you walk around the zoo, you hear however you've recorded it when they open up their mouth.
Yeah.
So they show
Jeez.
like a polar bear, and somebody had said Pepsi. So every time they walk past the polar bear, it just goes Pepsi. We're gonna anybody watching me
And-
while I'm on this on Twitch, we're gonna come up with these sounds together.
Okay, and in the pre-show, you've already got a taste of what Amanda's capable of for
Oh, yeah.
voices.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun when I see a goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, cool. Taylor, the song that's playing us out this week is Hope, which is the title theme to The Outer Worlds. And I was not ready for how fucking good this was. So enjoy. Goodbye. God.